there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day. Yay! Or at least New Comic Book Day for me. These are comics from February 19, 2020. I am back. Hopefully, I'm back for good. I was like stupid, crazy sick. I mean, I just like double ear infection, and as soon as I got done with that, then I immediately got this other sinus thing. I'm still a little stuffy, but not anything that I would call sick after what I had gone through. So, yay for that. So hopefully that means I'll get back into videos. I've got about 4 books to read from last week, and I'll be done with that. Hopefully Disembodied Voice will be done also, and we'll talk comics, and if she's not available, maybe I'll just talk comics by myself, because I'm capable of doing that. At any rate, 18 books this week. There'll actually be 17 that I'll read. When I get to the one I'm not going to read, you'll know why. Because you watch these videos and you know what I like and what I don't like, right? So first up, it is the next issue 17 of Lucifer. Continue to love this book. Sebastian on art there. Dan Waters written book. The horn of the wild hunt has been blown, and it looks like Lucifer here is going to protect the wild hunt. So it'll be interesting because they plan on killing the wild hunt. Achilles does. So leftover story from the last big arc. Lucifer had recruited Achilles for a war that never happened, and Achilles wants some sort of a war so he can feel something because he's lifeless and can't feel anything. And so he's bitter because of that. As always, top book for me. I absolutely love Lucifer. Dan Waters is the man as far as writers go, so super stoked about that. And it is the next issue, issue 3 of the Low Woods. Wonderful Danny art inside on this thing. Just strange. Lots of weird elements going on, mixed amongst a coming-of-age story, about 2 girls, their complex lives and their friendships, and then this town that they live in called Nowhereville or something like that. It's some strange thing like that. Some old coal mining town that is got all kinds of bizarre things happening there. Strange animals. The women, when they hit puberty, start having lost time syndrome, where they just can't remember what happened to themselves. Occasionally, the earth will open up and swallow people. Kind of a thing. So all kinds of really interesting stuff going on in it. Continue to really like it. Like I said, if nothing else, the Danny art is just brilliant. It is the Old Guard, issue number 3, I believe. Yes, issue number 3. Continuing story of these immortals, and in this, we've got a surprise. Another immortal has shown up. Somebody who has some history with our oldest immortal in this, Andy. They clearly have some sort of conflict with each other. Looking forward to checking out what that is. Yeah, just a book I just really enjoy. Enjoy all the concept about the book. Family Tree, issue number, what is this, 3? Number 4. Wonderful white cover, so watch out. Don't put fingerprints on it. Last issue, we got a little more exposure to the whole wood thing. These people who are turning into like trees, like wood-like creatures. They have some sort of telepathic ability. While their bodies are turning into trees, they are living in some other world mentally with each other. So it's all kind of interesting. There's a society of some sort, some cult or some society or something like that, who is hunting the wood people down. Just kind of curious to see where all that plays out. And we've got this grandfather and his granddaughter who had been estranged due to the fact that mom did not like her husband disappeared. Lo and behold, her husband is a tree person at this point. She doesn't rightly completely know that, but she really wanted nothing to do with her husband's father. He kind of was estranged. Now he's back because this whole tree thing's going on, and craziness ensues. The final issue of Wonder Twins, issue number 12. This has been fun. I'm not as super stoked about it. Just my voice likes it quite a bit. I like some aspects of it, and some parts of it made it feel like it went too long. And it doesn't have the biting commentary that like Exit Stage Left or the Flintstones had as far as a Mark Russell work goes. But I think it's toned down probably because it is supposed to be as a Wonder comic, it's supposed to be more of a teen comic. And so maybe that's why some of that is toned back and less relatable for me, potentially. But I'm looking forward to what Mark Russell is doing next. He's doing another Ahoy book, I think. I want to say it's an Ahoy book put out by them, but maybe it's an Image book. I want to say it's Ahoy, though. Billionaire Island or something like that. So I'm assuming we're going to... And he's back with Pug, so I'm assuming that's going to be more of the biting commentary stuff that I really enjoyed about Mark Russell's work. So, and Bitterroot is back. Issue number 6, basically... 1920s, 30s era, set originally anyway in Queens, or is it Brooklyn? One of the two. During that era, Call of Cthulhu-esque, these wonderful family as throughout the centuries has been fighting back the evil stuff, and the evil stuff has kind of been snatching them up over time. We find out that they've been snatched up to another dimension. Maybe we're going to spend some time in that evil dimension battling back the bad things. It's got alchemy in it. It's got wonderful, bizarre, crazy steampunk type gadgets in it, and they're fighting big tentacled monster things. So what could be better than all that, right? So good stuff there. Issue 4 of Heartbeat, more of the blood-obsessed quasi-erotica going on in the book. There's been a potential murder or a suicide. We're not sure. Are we going to really get to the bottom of that? I'm not 100% sure. I think there's possibly 1 or 2 more issues of this. It's been fun. It's interesting to look back at Maria Lovett's older work. I have ordered Loud, which is another book that came out, Black Mask. My copy has not arrived yet, but I do know I have it ordered, and I think it came out either this week or the week prior. Looking forward to getting that because that is a solo book also, but it's a new solo book. This is some older work of hers that's being reprinted in America or reprinted in English. And I've liked the stuff that she's done where she's teamed up with other people, writers. So now I'm really curious to see a modern book, a new book told by her with her current art style. Very much looking for that. And next up we have Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror, issue number 5 of the season 2 work. Another homage cover like all of these have been. An amusing book. I think when this season's done, if there is a 3rd season, I don't know that I'll pick it up. It's a fine book, but I have so much stuff to read, and it's always a struggle to get all of the reading done that I don't, it's not stellar work that I like, oh my gosh, this is stuff I just have to read. So I like the format, but it's not rocking my socks off right now, so I'm probably going to give it a break, I believe. Next up, we have a new book, God Killers, issue number 1. Mark Sable and Manhouse. Is Manhouse possibly is the artist that was on Clan Killers? I'm going to look at the back here first and foremost. Sorry for all the delays. So the writer, Mark Sable, wrote Graveyard of Empires, Unthinkable. So nothing that strikes me off. I mean, it says that he's written for, Spider-Man and Batman. Manhouse, the artist, worked for Top Cow, Titan Comics, Action Labs, Black Mask. He was also the artist on Campus, Shadow of St. Nicholas for the movie Krampus. And yeah, so I feel like he's somebody that I should know, but that's not. It's not. Looking at the inside. This is a Aftershocks Comics. First issue is entitled "The Atheist in a Foxhole." Not 100% sure what it's about, but I really liked the cover, and I try not to read solicits too often, and the cover is appealing to me. I like the tentacle thing. The idea of god killers, does that mean they're fighting, I don't know, Chthonian type godlike things? If that's the case, cool. I like that stuff. I don't know that I'm terribly excited by the artwork in it, though. I don't know. Ooh, but the end looks wild. The end has I do not remember what they're called, the Japanese or Indonesian vampire that basically it's the woman's head that floats off the body, and it's like the lungs and some of the bits and pieces are there, but not all the bits and pieces. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find. So yeah, so there you go. There's the cover of issue 2. So her lungs are there. There is some tentacles or entrails. Kind of thing. Woo. So, yeah, we'll check that out, see what that's like. As far as new books go, issue 89 of Batman. I hear this issue is like going for gangbusters. It's sold out everywhere. Secondary market is selling it for a ridiculous price. Aaron Myers, if you're a Twitter follower and you follow Aaron Myers, who collects and sells tons of comics, he got a issue of this that had a printing mistake in it. Like some of the pages were printed too dark, so you almost couldn't read them. And his happened to be on a variant cover. For kicks and giggles, just because the secondary market's been crazy on this book, he put it up on eBay for $700. You could buy it right then, or you could start bidding at $900 or something like that. And somebody actually bought this comic that came out this week, yesterday. It came out yesterday with an actual printing error, so you can't actually read 2 pages, for $700. Does that make any kind of sense at all? Say no, it doesn't, because it doesn't. But I guess if you got that kind of disposable income, I could find anything else to spend it on besides that. But anyway, next up we have Deadly Class, issue number 43. Bone Machine Part 4. Some dark and sinister things are going on. Obviously, it is Deadly Class. That is par for the course. I continue to really love this book. Curious to see where the adventure goes now. They've got this idea to kind of overthrow the whole thing. But I feels like it's slowly getting out of control. We're not sure. Everybody's shown up. Everybody has these parts to play, and maybe they're playing them too well to disguise what they're doing. Maybe they've been sucked back in. Maybe the addictions are real. All that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it'll be curious to see how that plays out. Daredevil, issue number 16. Looks like Daredevil there is fighting Owl. This is through Hell Part 8. I continue to really enjoy Daredevil. This whole him not being Daredevil and his relationship with Fisk, and the story parts of Fisk, him being mayor and kind of having crossed the line and is somewhat broken now, is really interesting, because it's interesting seeing Fisk as the broken person. And then this power grab, of course, in Hell's Kitchen as to who is going to be in charge of all the crime families and the money now. Interesting stuff. A new Hill House book. This is Plunge, issue number 1. Joe Hill is writing this one also. The big deal is that Stuart Oeming is doing the drawing with Dave Stewart on colors. So it is going to be awesome. So here's this like tanker, right? These people down here in their hazmat suits looking, and there's this, I don't know, explosion or wave or whatever it is. But if you look really closely, that explosion or wave or whatever is just mathematics. It is mathematics. So I am deeply interested. I love the font of this, the plunge, the odd L being skinnier than everything else, and then this tentacle that creates our G and part of the E. I have no idea particularly what this book is about. Like I said, I just basically ordered all of the Hill House books just to see what they were like. Excited by this one because of the art that was going to be on it. I like weird crap that comes from the ocean. Ooh. So right off the bat, page 2, guy on the beach discovers beached squids. But look how big those squids are. I mean, that guy, that's a guy right there. That is a human. Look how giant. That's like Kraken size. That's like megalodon size critters. So I'm excited by that. And like I said, here's this piece of ocean stuff, and somebody has written some mathematics, what looks like mathematics anyway, on the side of this building or oil rig or whatever it is. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to the deep dive that this might be. So yes, sir. And then next up we have Undiscovered Country, issue number 4. I'm enjoying this book. I'm curious to see, what the whole spiral is of the United States. Last issue, the Snyder aspects of the story flexed a little bit more, which doesn't excite me as much as the Charles Soule end of the thing. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where this goes. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this book. I mean, there was a big hype initially around the book, but I don't know. Are people reading this thing? Are people checking this out? I don't know. But I haven't watched a lot of videos here lately, to be honest, because I've been sick. So I haven't been doing any of that sort of stuff. Aquaman, issue number 57. I think this is potentially a giving birth issue. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing how this relationship plays out. Don't know how much longer Kelly Sue DeConnick is on Aquaman. I'll probably hang out for as long as she's on. I know that the artists are moving on to other stuff. This all kind of means a lot to them because when they started the book, I'm sure they had this plan for this whole pregnancy thing. The artists became fathers during this thing. So, that kind of plays in more. But they haven't really focused a lot on her being pregnant. I mean, she's pregnant, but it's not like, it's not like Spider-Woman when she was pregnant and then gave birth and whatnot. There wasn't that level of getting into the whole pregnancy thing and what it means to be a mom and all that sort of stuff and whatnot. But, it looks like we're potentially going to have a birth by the end of it. So I'm excited by that. I like kids. So, look forward to checking out. This is probably the longest I've been on Aquaman, to be honest. The book I'm not going to read, Deadpool issue number 3. This is, I think, the last of my pre-order stuff and whatnot. I can't do Deadpool. As much as I like Kelly Thompson, the writer, can't do Deadpool. Another awesome book, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, issue number 8. Woohoo! There's giant Jimmy Olsen fighting off the fighter jets and whatnot. I love this book. It is just super funny, perfect physical comedy in this that is just great. The writing, the narration of it is brilliant also. Just smart, fun comics. And finally for this week, it is Skull Dilgar and Skeleton Boy. That is a cool cover. All these covers are by that artist there, which I will not attempt to butcher the man's name. This has been kind of an interesting tale of a kid who is Skeleton Boy, who, you assume he's going to be like the Robin, but there's obviously some dark side to all of that. Whether that is ultimately really what he wanted to be or not, we will find out as we read along in that. But all the art inside, great stuff. It's one of the reasons I was excited for the book because I really like that artist. And that's it. That's it this time around. And hopefully be back at the, beginning of next week. It seems like Monday is the day to crank out a video after having read for from the prior week. So hopefully that happens. Anyway, hope you all are having a great one. And until next time.